Castillo. Let us meet the starters. First, for Cignal HD Spikers. Let's start with their team captain at number 8, JP Bugawa. Wearing jersey number 3, Joshua Retamar. At number 10, Wendell Miguel. Jersey number 17, JM Ronquillo. At number 20, Lord Josaphat. Number 21, Louis Ramirez. Starting libero, number 7, Vince Lorenzo. With our head coach, Mr. Dexter Clamore. Now let's call on the Navigators, Iloilo. Wearing jersey number 2, Kyle Villamo. At number 3, Kim Diadante. Jersey number 5, Kyle Ramones. At number 15, Brian Haleco. Jersey number 18, Mads Gampon. 25, Vince Himzon. Starting libero is number 1, Rick Adam. With their head coach, Mr. Rizalito Del Moro. This is match number 26 of the preliminary rounds. Cignal HD Spikers versus the Navigators, Iloilo.
Take a look at the starting lineup for the HD Spikers. The only change from the 6 started against the King Crunchers is Joshua Retamar, who's in the starting lineup today. But a completely revamped starting lineup for Coach Boyet Del Moro. He really changed it up. Well, almost the entire 6 except for Kyle Villamor is new. Big game for that man.
That's right.
Louis Ramirez in the last game.
So definitely, this is going to be an interesting matchup now. We all know that Cignal, of course, is coming off with high energy, coming off with 2 wins, while the Navigators, they really need to get as much going as they can if they still want to have a running in top 4 and move to the next round.
Ora Tamar will get us going here in the opening set. Adao pops it up. Kim Diandante to Mads Gampong against 3 blockers. Diandante and goes to the middle. Kyle Ramones will put it in for the first point of the match. Ramones was not even in the starting lineup in their last 3 games. So we're seeing him in action for the first time as Haleco sends it outside. And this is one of the things, if you're the Navigators, you cannot afford. I mean, giving away free points.
That's right.
To the HD Spikers, because we know how potent this entire 6 is, and that the bench as well, just as potent, maybe even more.
That's right. It's a very deep bench that Cignal has.
Villamor.
Villamor off the block.
So Kyle Villamor from San Sebastian will get the side out here for the Navigators. Speaking of benches, no JV Sumagaysay in the lineup for the Navigators. No Barbie San Andres as well. So that's obviously, they're missing huge numbers from those veterans. The up by Wendell Miguel. Miguel from the back row. Nicely popped up by Ramones. Mads Gampong turned away. Diandante to Villamor. Off-speed hit. Nice pickup for Lorenzo. Ramirez off the block. And really one of the guys very tough to stop, Louis Ramirez. I mean, his height, his athleticism. We're tied at 2. Villamor against a single blocker, and JM Ronquillo had no chance of putting that one back.
We've seen the Navigators, they've had this ability of scoring points off the block, and they've done that in their past few games. So it's, I think, a matter again of how consistent they can be, and again, another service error.
So this is back-to-back service faults for the Navigators. Even Coach Del Moro is, well, he can afford to smile about it now. That only ties the game, but that was a bad hit for Mads Gampong. Here, the rookie J.M. Ronquillo out of DLSU. Ooh, Almost a double there on Jaleco. Villamor against 3 blockers. Lorenzo pops it up. Owa Retamar on a 1-2. HD Spikers take the lead. 4-3, opening set. Here's an up by Himzon. Villamor. And again, Villamor. There's a couple of points already for Villamor.
Well, we did say that Himzon would need all the support that he can get. You know, he had a stellar performance in their last game. So this time around, of course, facing a stronger opponent and definitely more help from the attack.
Oh, back row hit from Ronquillo. Very nice up there coming from J.M. Espanso. But it's going to be a chance ball for the HD Spikers. Look out. J.P. Bugawan knocking that one in for his first point of the game.
Clean hit from Bugawan.
Former Perpetual Health Alta. Luis Ramirez, gorgeous serve. Adao pops it up. The Andante to Himzon. Got it.
It's always great to see that if your setters are able to activate your middle attackers, then that means there's a lot of option available and they're receiving the ball very well. That has been a struggle at some point here for the Navigators, their first ball. Ooh. And now the struggle is at the service line. Third service error for the Navigators. 3 free points given away to Cignal.
So that's 3 of the 6 points of the HD Spikers are freebies. JP Bugawan with a serve. Not a good pass there. Coming from Villamor. Jaleco. It's outside. So back-to-back errors. One on the serve, one on the attack. And this is a 2-point cushion for the HD Spikers. JP Bugawan, glad to see him A-okay after suffering really bad case of cramps in that match against the King Crunchers. Dayan, they'll make that Gampong from the back row. Another hit going outside. That's 3 straight errors for the Navigators. That's a 3-point lead for the HD Spikers.
Back at the Inaris Sports Arena, the D Navigators obviously not used to this kind of situation in terms of their standings. They have 4 national players in their team, so Magaysay, Camposano, Dayandante, Gampong. One of the biggest challenges right now for the team is being able to practice with everyone present. Villamor, Barbie, Lopez, Aranyo, Himzon, all students to name a few, and also their key players. So the struggle of improving their chemistry is taking a toll on them. Communication is a problem, which leads to lack of defense strategies, although they usually do well against strong contenders like Cignal if they play as a team. This week, they had better practices, so let's see. By the way, Eric, you talked about Sumagaysay and Barbie. Sumagaysay said he gave up his playing time today to give way to training the younger boys while Barbie is feeling under the weather. Eric and Ivy.
All right, thanks. Excellent report, Mika. Last open conference, the Navigators finished 4th in the standings with a 5-3 win-loss record. Right now, they're off to a bad start. As you see, a point there on the push by the HD Spikers.
We've seen, as Mika pointed out, you know, that there has been a struggle in terms of chemistry here for the Navigators, and they have been struggling with that since the start of the tournament. You know, they've had their moments, but it's always a matter of consistency and how they're able to sustain it. And the errors have been plaguing them as well. So I think one of the things that they still have to work on is how to recover from those errors.
Unofficially, it's got to be at least 5 errors right now for the Navigators. Well, it is now 6 officially, which is more than half of what the HD Spikers have scored, which allows guys like Owar Tamar to experiment on the serve.
Again, I think that's first things first for the Navigators and how to avoid those errors. I mean, just not to make it easier for the opponent.
Wendell Miguel gets it off the block. By the way, some good news for the HD Spikers fans. If you're wondering if Steven Rotter is going to see action, yes, he will for the first time in the conference today. Minutes, how many? We don't know yet. He is still, they're still controlling his playing time because he is, after recovering, as you see the service ace there coming from Wendell Miguel, after recovering from an ankle sprain, he just suffered yesterday food poisoning, so he's not yet 100%. Timeout here for the Navigators. We'll listen in.
Tumatama naman eh, kita-kita naman. Yung mga libero, walang attempt. Di ba kita yung bola eh? Naka-diretso lang yun.
Hey, paalala, yung pattern natin, jump serve ang server, tapos nandito kayo, yan, nasa kalahati kayo. Hindi kapag ano, pag dito tumama yan, mahirapan kayo. Atras kayo, manggaling kayo sa atras. Tara, kaya naman! Go!
Head coach Boyet Del Moro from Hagonoy, Bulacan, former Letran Knight, also a former Tamarao, as you see the service ace there from former Fighting Maroon Wendell Miguel. Now, biggest lead right now, Ivy for the HD Spikers, up by 5 points. Oof. And they're really going for it.
For Cignal, you know, one of the things they're really putting in a lot of effort and a lot of strength in the service, because that is actually one of the weak spots for the Navigators. And if they're able to exploit that, the first ball, then of course a lot of better options now for the HD Spikers.
Great pass to Owar Tamar results in a superb hit from the middle. My Lloyd Hosafat. Hosafat serving. Mats Gampong gets a side out for the Navigators. Mats Gampong will be serving. Combination play. Ramirez puts it away.
And that's how effective the combination plays of the HD Spikers are, you know, able to make the blockers commit and more room for the attackers.
Just perfect timing with the combination. Haleko with the pass. Dayan Dante. Go back to Mads Gampong. This one into the net. And still no changes yet. The Navigators still up and down with their game here in the opening set. They get a side out, but they commit the errors. There's a block against Himzon. Villamor attacks a 3-man block. Adaw, great coverage. Villamor again, tips it. Lorenzo pops it up on the dig. And JP Bugawan puts it away.
The connection for the HD Spikers.
And biggest lead right now at 16-9. After this hit by JP Bugawan. Second technical timeout, opening set.
Dayonela. Ano ba Dayonela ang title na? Sining, ikaw ay tila sining sa museo, di naluluma. Ang binibini kong ginto hanggang kaluluwa. Gana. Okay. Kaya ko naman yan, hindi lang ako nakapag-bar.
Not only is an excellent scorer, he is also a good singer. J.M. Ronquillo serves it outside, though.
I think that's a good opportunity for us to see the hidden talents of our players. They're not only good volleyball players, but they're also good singers.
Well, you were talking about this off the air earlier. Like, some of them try to, and Mika was telling us about that some players, when they're up on the screen doing that bit, they tend to hide themselves. I don't know if it's in shame or just they don't want to see themselves on the big screen. And Ramirez with a kill. Substitution, Sean Silang, Open Conference best setter, checking in, and Stephen Rotter for the first time in the conference seeing action for the HD Spikers. Also a few new players on the floor. Askent Sabando is in for the Navigators. And there he is. Good save. Terrific effort coming from Lorenzo. There's a push by Himzon, looking for a block touch. And no touch, apparently, according to Erlindo Eusebio, our first referee. Maybe a challenge here for the Navigators. Apparently not. No challenge for the Navigators. Sean Silang sets it up. Here's Rotter. His first touch is good.
And he's still recovering as we speak.
According to the team, they ensured that he's not dehydrated after a bout less than 24 hours ago of food poisoning. Sabando.
Excellent hit.
Beg your pardon, that is Santa Maria, Steven Santa Maria with a nice hit. And after the point, Sabando will sit down. Mads Gampong checking back in. Also Dayandante.
So keeping a full front line here for the Navigators.
Looking to mount an attack here and hoping for a run. They're down by 6 points. This is still the biggest lead for the HD Spikers. Nice looking serve. Ooh. But the overpass, and Haleko misjudged it.
Let's take a look at that once again. I think he had second thoughts because the setter might have touched it, of course.
And there's a block against Ramones, and this is now the biggest lead at 8 points for the HD Spikers. Great serve. Villamor pops it up. Here's Mads Gampong. Nowhere to go as Josapat turns him away.
The offense of the Navigators are very well read already by Cignal.
Well, Coach Del Moro putting a little bit more height to his front line as Rash Nursidik checking in. Jao Mandale, by the way, is in the game for the first time, coming off the bench still for the HD Spikers. And 26-year-old Stephen Rotter continues to serve.
Another good serve.
Haleko mishits, but there's a block touch, according to Erlindo Eusebio.
Mandal is saying there was no touch. So a challenge will be called by a Cignal for block touch.
On the call by Cignal HD Spikers. Block touch.
Jao Mandal, one of 4 players in double digits for the HD Spikers against the King Crunchers. Off the bench, he scored 12 points. And in all the games he's played, he scored in double digits, Jao Mandal.
Well, Zhao has been one of the more consistent players here, of course, for a Cignal.
Only missed 1 game. He had the flu. That was when they went up against the Martelli Meat Master Butchers.
This is the replay.
Yeah. There is no touch. So a successful challenge for the HD Spikers as they continue to pull away here in the opening set.
So some discussion going on with the first referee.
The setters talking to Orlindo Eusebio, Kim Dayandante, and Sean Silang.
There is no block touch.
Lead is now 10 points for the HD Spikers, first double-digit lead of the opening set. Rotter continuing to serve, and this one is outside to the relief of the Navigators.
13-22.
4 errors from the service line for a Cignal.
Great pass coming from Lorenzo. Combination play, Jao Umandal. That's picked up by Deandante. Villamor. Lorenzo once again. Villamor. Second try. Espanso pops it up from the middle. Lucidic puts it away.
Good coverage on the side of the Navigators.
Only a 2-point run for the Navigators after that service fault by Jaleco. Coach Del Moro will burn his final timeout.
Let's go, guys. Let's go.
Well, one of the things Coach Del Moro is going to have to work on is try to reduce the number of errors. They have 9 already here in the opening set. That's just a little less than half of the numbers you see on the board for the HD Spikers, Ivy.
And more than the points that you're giving away to the opponent, it's also, you know, the added motivation, or that, you know, the extra push. So it's also the effect that it has psychologically in your opponent and also in your team as well.
Right. Service is out. So break here for the Navigators. Former Red Lion from San Beda, Nursidic with a serve. Josafat puts it away. No runs for the Navigators.
Very clean play for Cignal. No blocker is able to go up on time.
Josafat with 3 points already. Deandante. Villamor down the line. Got it.
4 points now for Kyle Villamor. 8-point advantage being enjoyed by Cignal. So this is a perfect volleyball now for the Navigators.
Sean Silang. Combination play. Jao Mandal didn't come in behind Bugawan, so it's a chance ball here. Villamor off a 3-man block. Bugawan blocked by Villamor. Bugawan again. Yes! And that'll do it for the opening set. Very comfortable 9-point win for the HD Spikers. JP Bugawan, the team captain, puts the finishing touch. Bugawan with 3 points, one of 3 players with 3 points for the HD Spikers. Set number 2 coming up when we return. It is a big win for the HD Spikers after leading by as many as 10. They win by 9 here against the Navigators in the opening set.
And pretty much, it has been Cignal in control of the whole set. They had a very good start. You know, there was an exchange of points at the beginning, but once we reached 6-5 and Cignal were the lead at that time, back-to-back errors committed by the Navigators just gave more momentum to Cignal, and from then on, it has been Cignal doing all the damage. Well, quite a number of errors in the service line for Cignal. They had 5 service errors in the first set. As we take a look at the numbers for Cignal, pretty much a lot of attempts in their attack has been converted into points. They have also been very aggressive at the net with 5 blocked points. And the errors of Cignal all came from the service line. So pretty much it's safe to say that they are attacking very cleanly. They're receiving very cleanly. So just a little bit to work on at the service line. And the Navigators, on the other hand, the errors are something that they need to work out. While they have lesser errors than the Navigators, but it's the opportunity, you know, that they're giving to Cignal each time they commit the error. And also the recovery on the side of the Navigators. So that's one of the things that we hope that they're able to work out with here in the second set.
Ramirez with 3 points, along with Josafat and JP Bugawan. Himzon only with 2 points. The leading scorer for the Navigators is Kyle Villamor. Starting lineup tweaked for the HD Spikers as Rotter is in the starting lineup for set number 2. Meanwhile, a little adjustment as well for Coach Del Moro, as Santa Maria is in the starting lineup for the Navigators. Let's see if these changes, especially for the Navigators, can bring them better offense, number 1.
So again, the Navigators, you know, what they really need to bring into the game is converting their attacks into points.
Floater of a serve. Easy pickup there for Ramirez. And Rotter puts it away. Out of Las Palmas, California, Steven Rotter played for Las Pilipinas prior to this most recent iteration. And speaking of Las Pilipinas, Coach Angelino Frigoni is in attendance. There's a nice hit, but it's outside before Mads Gampong. A challenge for Coach Del Moro. We'll check it out. Also earlier today, another former national team coach, Sergio Veloso, was watching. Also Coach Oji Mamon, by the way, another national team coach, still here. Ball in, ball out challenge on the Mads Gampong hit. Gampong, it's in. Didn't score Mads Gampong against LaSalle, against Eco Oil LaSalle. Right now he has a point. He's gonna get 2 with this successful challenge for Coach Del Moro. So Steven Santamaria coming off a 6-point performance. Set to serve at 1-all. Retamar. Oh, spectacular hit there from Bugawan. 4 points for JP.
And that was just too quick for the defense of the Navigators.
Rotter again to serve, and this is where the HD Spikers made their big run late in set number 1, but not this time. So Kyle Ramones, former NU Bulldog. Bugawan picks it up. Here comes Rotter from the back row. That's outside. So back-to-back errors for Steven Rotter, and the Navigators on top for the first time. 3-2. Ramirez. Luis Ramirez with 4 points. Overpass. And that's an easy put away for JP Bugawan.
Oh, ball still alive. It's a free ball. Good effort from the Navigators.
And awesome defense. But Bugawan on the second attempt will put it away.
Bugawan flying high with that attack. Let's take a look at that once again.
I don't know if Bugawan jumps higher now than he did with FEU.
It seems like it, but it seems like he's flying in the air. He's floating.
Absolutely stunning athleticism. Villamor blocked by Bugawan, but good coverage by the Navigators. Bugawan again with a push. There's a nice dump. Vince Himzon for Himzon's 3rd point of the game. Himzon is 6'1", very young. He's 22 years old. Back rows Rotter. Yes. It's a 3-1 run by the HD Spikers after trailing 3-2. They're now up 5-4. Santamaria with a nice pass. Himzon nowhere to go. Josafat with the monster block.
Blockers of Cignal HD reading the attack of the Navigators very well.
And this is one of the things that the HD Spikers, they really do well, blocking.
That's right.
They had 7 blocks against the King Crunchers. Back row, Mads Gampong sends it outside. And once again, errors creeping into the game of the Navigators. And unfortunately for the Navigators, an error there on the serve by Bugawan, who is one of the current members of Alas Pilipinas, along with Omar Tamar, Jao Umandal, and a few others. Lorenzo with a nice pass. Here comes Wendell Miguel. Dayan Dante pops it up. It's going to be a chance ball for the HD Spikers. Josafat, light push. Santamaria is blocked by Josafat. The save is no good for Himzon. And that'll take us to our first technical timeout. HD Spikers are going to be up by 3 points. Set number 2.
back at the Inares Sports Arena for your Spikers Turf 2024. Let's talk about Rotter. Being one of the energy guys of Cignal, his injuries and not being physically well have been tough on him mentally. It has consumed his energy, not being able to play. He feels like a one step forward, two steps back kind of thing. So he decided to get his own SNC besides the one of Cignal. Felt his left leg was super weak and felt the need to accelerate process of his healing. This is the first time he is experiencing all of this far from home, but today he obviously feels better, especially that he has family, cousins and aunts inside the venue for support. He said, I was building up my cardio all week until I got food poisoned last night, as you mentioned, Eric, but there is no stopping me anymore. Although admitted to still adjusting, as we can see. Eric and Ivy.
All right, thank you, Mika. Well, hopefully he can sustain his health and, you know, build his stamina moving forward. Because obviously, especially against stiffer competition, come the semifinals with a foreign team, they're going to need Steven Rotter's presence on the floor. Not a good pass there from Wendell Miguel. Rotter, that's outside.
Back-to-back free points for the Navigators.
Retamar to Josafat. And that's been the weakness of the Navigators. They have not been able to find a way to get blocks against the middles of the HD Spikers.
The middles of Cignal just too fast for the defense of the Navigators.
9 serving 7. Nice ace there. Wendell Miguel against the libero, no less, Rick Adao of the Navigators. Adao had 9 receptions against Eco Oil DLSU in the last game, but couldn't get the nice pass on this serve. And again, gonna be another ace for Wendell Miguel. And Dante almost crashed into the entire equipment here.
It goes to see, you know, how much effort they really put in to keep the ball alive.
And Coach Del Moro is going to burn his first timeout here. They're all of a sudden down by 4 points.
Check-in lang, check-in lang. Check-in lang. Check-in. Dahan-dahan.
Kumaga lang tayo, guys. Dito mag-umpisa ang lahat.
Go, Nabi! Go!
Pagtatapos.
Huge run, Ivy, after the technical timeout for the HD Spikers, mainly due to the service aces of Wendell Miguel. Now, what's going to be key here for the Navigators? Obviously, the errors, number one, but what else do you see they need to fix?
Well, definitely, you know, reception, the passing is something that they also have to be very consistent with, because, you know, if they don't have a good first ball, it limits already the option of the attackers. And that's one of the reasons also why Cignal HD is blocking very well, because they can already anticipate, you know, who the set will go to.
4-0 run here for the HD Spikers from 8-7 to 12-7. Another bad pass there. But this time around, much better decision there by Santa Maria to swipe it off the blockers. Get the side out for the Navigators. 27-year-old Kim Dayandante, former Bulldog. There's a block against Josafat. Good job by Ramones. Pancake save by Dayandante. Santa Maria attacks. Back-to-back points for Santa Maria. And it's a break point here for the Navigators.
3 points now for Santa Maria. Of course, it started off with that good save from Dayandante.
Nice to see the Navigators coming alive and not allowing, just as I say that, a service fault by Dayandante. I mean, he could have gone for a 3-point run at least. And now they're back down by 4.
They've had their struggles at the service line, particularly with the jump serves.
Ramones, ooh, that's probably the farthest off the block I've ever seen. That went
That's
straight,
literally to the roof.
yeah, straight to the last row of the stands here at the United Sports Arena. Nice hit there by Kyle Ramones. 3-point game. Not a good pass for Wendell Miguel. Ramirez. Ooh,
Oh, but still
my
a point.
goodness.
Yeah, that was a broken play, but still a point for Cignal HD. Good adjustment from Ramirez.
How good is Louis Ramirez from that far from the net? Blockers were there, still found the opening, and then knocked it in. Well, Ramirez now with 5 points. Leading scorer is Josafat with 6. Ramones once again. Ramones silently with 3 points. 2 here in set number 2.
Again, good activation from the middle, and a lot that the Navigators can do with a good pass.
By the way, this 3 points by Ramones. This is his conference high. Bugawan, save not good enough. And JP Bugawan will get his 6th point of the game. And back to the biggest lead for Ramirez and the HD Spikers, up by 4. 15 serving 11. Tough receive there for Espanso. Villamor, nowhere to go. And JP Bugawan with a kill block that sends us to our 2nd technical timeout. Biggest lead, 5 points. HD Spikers against the Navigators, set number 2.
But kung tayo ay bata pa. Huling El Bimbo? Okay. At ang galing-galing mo sumayang. Pabudi man o cha-cha.
JV must have been in high school when that song probably came out. Block against Gampong, and there's a net touch as well on Mads Gampong. And we won't say anymore where we were when that song came out.
Well, the good thing about that song is that across generations,
That's right.
it became
matter.
popular. Yes,
Yes.
it doesn't matter from what the year you're born.
Service fault there for Louis Ramirez. 2-man substitution for Coach Del Moro as Kela Polinario and Brian Haleco check back in. Haleco really struggling today. Ratamar, back row, Ramirez punches it through a 2-man block. Ramirez crossed the center line, but perhaps Ernesto Eusebio thought the ball landed already because it gave the point to the HD Spikers. There's the cross the line right there. There's going to be a challenge for Coach Del Moro. There's John Paulo Ancheta, assistant coach. So we're going to take a look at this. The Navigators lost 4 straight after winning their first game, a 5-setter against Chichi DH TSI. They have not won a game since then.
Oh, they've had their moments, and they've also given their opponents difficult time during their games. It's just a matter of how consistent they can be. They can put up a good showing. They would be able to give out good passes and good attacks, but then they commit an error, and it's like it's hard for them to recover.
Right. They had two four-setters. A four-setter against the league-leading FEU DNS Steel, and then a four-setter against the Navy, but then lost a three-setter against Eco Oil DLSU, and then, of course, a three-setter against one of the top teams here, the King Crunchers.
If they manage to get or snatch a set in stronger teams, but that means that shows that the capability that they have. So it's really just a matter of consistency. And as I mentioned earlier in the report, the challenge probably really is having everybody gathered together during practice, and that's always very important. So this is the replay. Well, there was a foot fault, but the question would be, did the ball land first before he crossed?
I believe so, because, the ball was landed here prior. They're not going back. It seemed like the ball landed already. The challenge is successful, though. That's the call. All right, so they just call it a complete foot fault after the foot crossed over. So a point for the Navigators. It's a 4-point lead for the HD Spikers. Rotter sends it outside. So back-to-back errors for the HD Spikers.
14-17.
Rotter, that's going to be his 5th error. He scored 4 points. JP Bugawan.
Excellent set from Retamar. The connection that Bugawan and Retamar has was something that's actually worth a replay. Let's take a look at that once again. Excellent set. Bugawan now with 7 points.
Nice serve. Santa Maria pops it up. Kay Apolinario, and Vince Himzon knocks it in.
Himzon scores his 4th point with that last attack. Very clean angle there for Himzon. No challenge from the blockers.
And from the back row, that didn't cross the net for Steven Rotter. Villamor with 4 points, but he hasn't scored here in set number 2. And Villamor, one of his best games was against Chichi, the HTSI. He had 21 points. Miguel. Yes. Wendell Miguel, I mean, he's been heavy-handed since his days with UP. 3-point game. Retamar. The up by Espanso. Jaleco with another error. But ball is still alive, not for long, as Martin Bugawan will put it away. Coach Del Moro using his final timeout after this dump by Martin Bugawan. The Navigators down by 4, set number 2.
Oh, malayo pa yan, oh.
Lawa. Eh, apat na nga. Ikaw na yung tara, dikit natin ulit. Sayang press, sayang. Para si Rai. Kaya mo na. Hindi umatras ka na.
Final timeout for Coach Del Moro as he tries to regroup Down by 4. Meanwhile, Owaretamar and the HD Spikers 5 points away from a 2-0 advantage.
That's a free point for the Navigators.
Substitution once again for Coach Del Moro, as this time Lopez checking in for the first time today. Jerome Lopez, another setter out of San Beda as well. First game back after not playing against Eco Oil DLSU. Back row Ramirez, yes.
Ramirez from the back. 21.
That's 7 points now for Louis Ramirez.
Excellent down hit from the pipe.
Combination
Good
play.
pass.
Haleko with his first point of the game.
And this is what we're talking about. You know what the Navigators are capable of if they get a good pass. Excellent combination play. Not the strongest of hits, but just hitting that end line gets the point for the Navigators.
Mats Gampong is back. So is Kim Dayandante. It's a full front line here for the Navigators with Santa Maria, Ramones, and Gampong. Dayandante is serving.
He has not had a good streak in the service line. Not a lucky day for him at the with the serves.
Yep, second service fault for Kim Dayandante. Martin Bugawan serving. Santa Maria, yes, side out for the Navigators.
Fourth point for Santa Maria.
Stevens, Santa Maria, serving for the Navigators.
Good pass by Wendell Miguel. Combination play once again. Ramirez popped up by Espanso. Dayandante to Villamor. Turned away. Coverage by Dayandante. Gampong with the up. That save is no good.
Gampong ends the rally. 20, serving 22.
A 2-point run here by the Navigators, forcing the HD Spikers to use their first timeout of set number 2. We'll listen in.
Same system pag nandun si Mans. We need to block short Louis every time. Tapos libero, tapos sim. Nagkakagulo kayo dyan. Okay, oh, one side up.
Oh, one deep pass. Let's go! Hey, Cignal!
Well, HD Spikers don't want to let this one slip away, trying to prevent a complete comeback by Santa Maria and the Navigators.
He's now down by 2. Back at the service zone, Stevens, Santa Maria.
Great pass by Lorenzo. Rodder.
Oh, missed reception by Dayandante. Cignal HD, 2 points away from closing the second set. Rotter getting ready to serve.
(23-20). That's outside for Rodder.
6 service errors for Cignal HD here in the second set.
Ramones serving as Himzon checks back in for the Navigators. They are within 2, definitely still in it. Short pass there coming from Wendell Miguel. Ramirez has been a problem, but this time around, Himzon, perfect entry, and denying that hit from Ramirez.
Himzon now with 5 points.
And just like that, from being down by as many as 5 points, the Navigators are within a point. Sean Silang, JM Ronquillo returning for the HD Spikers. And right now, the Navigators moving a lot quicker, look more confident. Let's see if they can get another break point here to tie the game. Silang, JP Bugawan puts it away, and the HD Spikers with 2 set points.
Excellent angle from JP Bugawan.
Eight points for Bugawan. Mats Gampong saving a set point off the block of Bugawan. 4th point for Mats Gampong. And another timeout here for the HD Spikers. Our last one. We'll listen in.
Sige
Favorite. Go.
Go.
Rock and roll now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, Cignal. Signal.
Now, first time we're going to see an opportunity here for the Navigators to extend the set.
That's right. And this is going to be a big boost here for the Navigators if they're able to steal the second set.
Well, HD Spikers bring in Jao Umandal. A little conference here between Erlidio Eusebio and Jao Umandal.
Bakit biglang inano mo? Bawal yun. Dapat di ka nagagano kasi nagkukonsulta din pala, hindi naman pala tumakas. So, sumigaw ng check eh. Eh, wag yun. Dapat hindi gano. Next time nag-check ka, bibigyan mo.
All right, everything is sorted out. And Mats Gampong serving to tie the game. Gorgeous serve. Umandal puts it away. He came in for insurance purposes, and he delivered. Jao Umandal with a winning point here in set number 2. So the HD Spikers up 2 sets to nothing against the Navigators going to set number 3. Well, the HD Spikers got a bit of a scare in set number 2 after that comeback by the Navigators, but they still prevailed in the end and are up 2 sets to nothing going to set number 3.
A good, better showing from the Navigators in the second set. They're able to convert more of their attempts and their attacks into points. And a better reception as well, as we've seen for the Navigators. But I think the biggest change from set number 1 to set number 2 is that they're playing with more confidence here in the second set. A lot more energy and, you know, a lot more of the power, you know, that has been missing in set number 1. Let's take a look at the numbers for the second set. Still, of course, Cignal leading in all the different areas or different scoring departments. But again to note, the errors of Cignal, they gave away 10 free points to the Navigators, and 6 out of that 10 actually came from the service line. They had 6 service errors in the second set. The Navigators did a better job in maintaining or trying to control the errors. Of course, you wouldn't want to give more free points to Cignal because it's very difficult to play catch up. You know, once a Cignal gets the lead, and it's going to be more challenging for the Navigators.
So that's going to be the goal here for Jao Umandal. And the HD Spikers try to play a cleaner set after giving up 10 points to the Navigators in set number 2. Some new faces in the lineup for the HD Spikers as Vince Abrot is in. Arena Plus, Astigs Sports. Also Martin Bugawan, part of the starting lineup for the HD Spikers, and Jao Umandal. And let's include Sean Silang as well. In the meantime, it's still the same starting 6 for the Navigators. As Coach Del Moro and company, they will try to pull out a win and stay alive in this match. As we kick off set number 3 from the Inares Sports Arena, a final game of your triple header. And it's been an exciting day of men's volleyball in the Invitational Conference at the Spikers turf. A big 5-set win by the FAU DNS Steel earlier today. It looked like they were in trouble. That one almost slipped away. And then one of the top teams as well, the LSU Echo Oil, pulling off a win. Very tough one in a second game today. All right, they're just clearing up the positions in the starting lineup here in set number 3.
Of course, we have to clear this before we go underway.
All right, so it seems Dayan Dante, his name was not in the lineup, submitted. So it's Jerome Lopez who will come in. Well, I think they're gonna, I know, he had to take off the knee pads. I don't understand what happened. So they just asked him to take off the knee pads, and he's back on the floor. Kim Dayan Dante. And it's taking a while. The HD Spikers are warming themselves up. They're running around their section of the court. All right. We are set to go. What could be the final set if the Navigators are unable to turn this one around. And Dante to Ramones. That one is outside, but there's a block touch.
Good start for the Navigators.
Santa Maria, 4 points. He has not scored after the first set. There's a pass by Vince Abrot. Martin Bugawan with a hit. Good pass. Coverage in the back row coming from Santa Maria. Sean Silang pops it up. Lorenzo will set it to Umandal. Espanso diving to dig it up. Terrific work defensively.
Oh, that was good save from the Navigators.
Silang.
Excellent work.
And Bugawan, Martin Bugawan finally puts it away.
And Dante not able to get back fast enough. We have to commend, the Navigators in trying to keep that ball alive.
Espanso with a beautiful pass. Gampong got it.
Not the strongest of hits, but that does it for Mads Gampong.
And that's his first point since the first set. He's got 5 already. Ramones serving. Straight to the net. Nasguaza checking in for the first time for the HD Spikers. Well, both teams with service faults here. Mads Gampong to serve. Ambrot with a good pass. Back row attack. Jao Umandal nails that one in. A slow evening for Jao Umandal. Only his third point. Usually a double-digit score. I mean, in all 3 games he's played, he scored in double digits. Himzon has popped up by Sandy Montero, seeing action for the first time for the HD Spikers. Back row, Gampong popped up by Umandal. Great defense. Ronquillo got it.
Great distribution on the side of Cignal HD.
J.M. Ronquillo also a slow evening, only 2 points today after scoring in double digits in their last game. Ronquillo had 12. Service fault for Ronquillo. Both teams just swapping points here. We're tied at 4. Guaza will get a touch.
Guaza gets his first point.
Vince Abrot with a serve. Nice play by Deandante, but coverage there by Montero. Jao Umandal again.
Off the hands of the blockers. 4 points now for Jao Umandal.
2 coming here in set number 3. And it's the biggest lead for the HD Spikers at 2 points. Nice serve, but a better pass from Villamor. Himzon got it on the line. So side out for the Navigators. They are within a point here. 5 serving 6. That's going to be outside again.
Second fault from the service line on the side of the Navigators.
Former BCU Dolphin, Nastin Guaza out of Nigeria. Serving at 7-5. Ooh. That's one miss hit there for Guaza, who's had a game off against the King Crunchers. Quick serve there coming from Deandante. Shansila on a 1-2. The up by Espanso. Gampong is turned away. Santa Maria with coverage. Santa Maria gets it through, but Martin Bugawan pops it up. Umandal, yes!
That was just too fast. Down the line hit from Jao Umandal.
And the HD Spikers take us to our first technical timeout. Meanwhile, let's admire that hit from Jao Umandal.
back at the Inaris Sports Arena for your Spikers Turf 2024. One of the strengths of DNAV in the past was their net defense, which Francis Saura handled so well, which also puts more pressure on Mads Gampong to do better. He admitted to having a hard time adjusting from a powerhouse team in Cignal to the one he has now. But slowly, he is accepting the role of needing to be a leader, needing to be a brother. He focused on his mental toughness this week, especially he is playing against his former team. Ito namang si Vince Himzon also doing okay today, inspired by his idol, JP Bugawan, who actually gave him a jersey before this game. But for now, hoping they could catch up a bit more to Cignal. Eric and Ivy.
All right, thanks very much, Mika Abesamis. Arena Plus, astig sa sport. It's got to be nice to play with and against your idol, right?
That's right. Probably that's one of the inspirations for being able to rack up 6 points for Himzon.
Santa Maria, meanwhile, blocked by Ronquillo, and it bounced off his head. So it's a point for the HD Spikers. Timeout for Coach Del Moro. We'll listen in.
Kapitan niyo ba yan? Masyadong lalayo. Lalayo mo natin. Abang na abang na dyan. Huwag na. Pag nandun sila, yun palit. Sige. Hindi nga natatakbo. Oo. Sige. Tara na to. Go, 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 go. Yan. Abin! Go!
All right, can they make adjustments? And can they make it in time? Because the HD Spikers right now starting to pull away. Set number 3. Villamor and the Navigators down 2 sets to nothing, but they were pretty close
That's
in
right.
set number 2.
That's right. And this third set actually was also a good start here for the Navigators. It began with just an exchange of points.
Yeah, perfect response by Santa Maria, getting the side out for the Navigators.
Hitting that off the hands of Jao Umandal.
Got the serve in. That's a good step here, reducing their errors. The Navigators. Pancake save by Dayantante. But it's a chance ball for the HD Spikers. Ronquillo. Oh, what a
that
block.
was inside.
Villamor with a monster block.
Single block. No coverage on the side of Cignal HD.
Just the second block in the match for the Navigators. 5th point for Villamor. Oh, what a combination play. Jao Umandal with a thunderous kill.
Yeah, the hits was just so fast.
And that stops the 2-point run of the Navigators. Lead is back to 3 for Jao Umandal and the HD Spikers.
Jao with 7 points now.
5 of those coming here in set number 3. Villamor, that's too close to the net. Good coverage by Ramones. Gampong. Sandy Montero pops it up. Martin Bugawan with a nice push. Such a lethal combination. Martin Bugawan leaping in the middle with a nice low set from Sean Silang. HD Spikers answer with a 2-point run, but Jao Umandal gives up a point off a service fault.
4 errors from the service line for the Cignal HD Spikers.
9 serving 12. Pass by Abrot. Vince Abrot gets it back. Oh, punches it through a 3-man block. Somehow he found a hole.
Manages to score his first point in the match. Everybody who gets fielded in is able to score a point.
Nice pass there. Vince Himzon, a dig by Martin Bugawan. Ronquillo just puts it up, and a rare error from Jao Umandal from the back row.
So this gives Cignal just a 3-point advantage here in the third set. They're up by 2 sets.
Short pass from Umandal. Abrot, tail end of a combination play. Himzon pops it up. No, that's going to be a lifting. Double contact called against Himzon. Combination play, Villamor through the double block and through Umandal in the back row.
Those are the things we like to see on the side of the Navigators. Excellent combination.
Kyle Villamor with 6 already. Another bad pass there. Mats Gampong, Espanso to Santa Maria. Montero pops it up. Abrot again, back-to-back hits for Abrot, kept alive by Dayandante. Here comes Santa Maria. Ronquillo with the first touch. Abrot, third straight touch. And this time, a changeup. Umandal, saved by Villamor in the back row. Longest rally, Santa Maria puts it away.
Excellent kill by Santa Maria. An excellent defense shown by the Navigators. It's probably the longest rally that we've had here in this match. Very exciting exchange.
And that's the tail end of a 2-point run for the Navigators. They're looking for 3 straight points now. Ronquillo will score off Villamor in the back row. 4th point for JM Ronquillo. Exactly the side out HD Spikers were looking for to prevent a 3-point run by the Navigators. Himzon, perfect timing of that set by Dayandante.
Navigators trying to keep the lead very slim. And that's what you want. You know, we don't want Cignal to gain too much advantage. Silang now scores a point. So everybody who's been filled in for Cignal has already added to their statistics.
Technical timeout, 3-point lead for the HD Spikers, set number 3.
Stay humble. Kahit sa taas ka na, babagsak at babagsak ka pa rin. Kailangan magpakumbaba ka sa iba. Kailangan respetuhin mo rin na sa baba. Hindi lang basta respeto, dapat yung relation mo sa ibang tao mas okay. Hindi porket nung nakakaangat na tayo, mataas na tayo. Lahat kaya na natin.
Always very down to earth, always soft-spoken, Jao Umandal. Your favorite NBA superstars on NBA TV Philippines, now available on Cignal Play. Download the Cignal Play app and subscribe now on the App Store and Google Play to catch all the action this new NBA season. 16 serving 13. Guaza sends it into the net.
5th service error for Cignal HD here in the 3rd set. A total of 16 since we started the game.
Back row, Vince Abrot knocks it in. Well, the HD Spikers, one of the more error-prone teams in the Invitational Conference. They had 31 errors against the King Crunchers. In that 5-set win, Silang. Villamor with the pass. Santa Maria off the block of Jao Umandal.
That has been twice already against Jao Umandal.
Very impressive swing for Santa Maria. Santa Maria now with 7 points. This is his highest scoring game, Santa Maria, and that time around he missed the dig.
18, serving 15.
And this time around, Umandal scores off Santa Maria.
And Zhao is with 8 points already. 6 coming here in set number 3. And almost like the blink of an eye, he's going to get double digits. And misses on the serve, though. And that's just goes to show you how prolific a scorer Zhao Umandal is. I mean, he comes into the third set only with 2 points. And probably before this set ends, he's going to be in double digits.
Could be in double digits, right?
Ramones with a serve. There's Abrot once again. Off the bench, Vince Abrot with 3 points already. Mats Gampong. Gampong now with 6 as Apolinario and Sabando check in.
3 out of 20, Sabando in. Jay Apolinario, team captain, serving for Navigators.
Guaza with a first touch. J.M. Ronquillo turned away by Kyle Villamor.
Second block point for Villamor.
And just like that, the Navigators are within 1 after trailing by as many as 4. Terrific little wave of the hand up in the air for Kyle Villamor. There's a timeout. Almost a late call there for the HD Spikers. We'll listen in.
Marami lang tayong tinapon talaga sa set na to. Okay naman yung distribution tsaka yung atake, pero naka-unforced error natin. Sobrang dami. Anyway, pasa lang ulit yung sa bando sa dulo, yung maliit. Okay? Pero we can play 2. Big week, pwede mo ihabol mo sa kanya. Okay? Tapos kay JM, bumibiting kasi kay JM. Kaya tulak mo talaga para merong zone 1, may zone 5 si JM. Okay?
Let's go!
Stop.
Hey,
Well, they're conscious about it. You heard the mention of their errors here in set number 3, Ivy.
That's right. And that's actually giving the Navigators more opportunity. Yun nga, parang there's an added boost also in confidence, you know, when their opponent is making the error.
Chance to tie here for the Navigators if they get a stop. Umandal. And here he goes. 9 points already for Zhao Umandal. Exactly what they needed, a side out. Well, there's a footfall challenge, and we know that Zhao Umandal is one of the players, one of the few players prone to committing a footfall, stepping on the attack row.
So this is going to be an important point if it goes the way of the Navigators.
They're going to tie the game. So, and
they've been talking about positioning on how to position the defense.
Although I was looking at Zhao while the challenge was called, he was shaking his head saying no, he was kind of sure. He didn't step on the attack line. Oh, all right. We're seeing the review now. I mean, we're not flashing it yet on the TV, but it's tough to tell. It's close. That's all I'm gonna say. Another look at Coach Del Moro as his team tries to snap a 4-game losing streak. They're 1-4 in the standings. This is their 6th game. The officials still replaying it, just trying to really see if there's an inch or a millimeter of Zhao's foot on the line.
And that's just the thing about, you know, when you see the review, And it's just by a very,
Yeah.
very, very thin margin that his shoe touched the line.
So see how close it is? That's what we're saying. It's really close. I can't tell if there's a space in between. They say it is a foot fault. So they will shave that point off Jao Mandal. So he still has 8 points. But more importantly for Coach Del Moro, they tie the game
That's
at
right.
19.
That's right. So that was a really, that was a very important point for the Navigators. So this gives them opportunity and the advantage.
Montero with a pass. Vince Abrot is blocked. And look at this. It's a 2-point run for the Navigators. And they're now on top by 1. 20-19.
And this is what we're talking about, you know, the effect that it has when you have that run, and you're able to score the point.
Guaza with a bad pass. Montero will play center. Abrot will try and gets blocked again. Vince Himzon with a rejection. It's a 3-point run for the Navigators.
And now they bring back JP Bugawan and Ramirez.
Bringing
Talking
more,
about Cignal, yeah.
more height. 4-0 run here for the Navigators. By the way, a big hello and good evening to everyone watching, including one of our Cignal family members, Coach AG. Alan Gregorio is checking out this game. Shansilang, one-handed set. Oh, Vince Himzon, back-to-back monster blocks. 5-0 run for the Navigators, and they are now up by 3 points. This is their biggest lead of the entire match.
9 points for Himzon, 3 points coming from the block. And that's not going to lift you up or boost you up. I don't know what will. You know, that was an excellent run by the Navigators.
And now Retamar checking in along with Steven Rotter. Let's see how they can change the complexion of this game. And right away, there's JP Bugawan knocking it in, stopping the 5-point run of the Navigators.
So trying to say, you only blocked me once.
Over Retamar with the serve. The Navigators still up by 2. Himzon, oh, that's an error. He's quite disappointed in himself. I'm sure so are the fans of the Navigators. Coach Del Moro will burn his final timeout. His 3-point lead now down to 1.
Good intention, good intention. Side out.
Side out lang tayo.
Yay! Momento ba din natin?
Go forward!
Nagtime na tayo!
In the last 3 minutes, Ivy, goes to show you how competitive the Spikers turf is. I mean, Obaretamar and company, I mean, Santa Maria and the Navigators, they were up by 3. Enter JP Bugawan, Ramirez, Obaretamar, and then Steven Rotter. And all of a sudden, their lead is down to 1. Himzon with a nice pass. Apolinario, there's Villamor. Overpass coming from Retamar. Villamor tries again. Got it! He got it!
On the second try.
They're going to challenge it. They will challenge it. They looked in. But they will challenge it. The lines judge called it in. It seemed on the quick bounce, it seemed like it was in. But for the HD Spikers, they're going to have to gamble on this, because if they are fortunate enough to be successful, they'll be able to tie the game. If not, they will be down by 2. And then the Navigators just 2 points away from extending this match.
This is a good run for the Navigators.
Oh, that was
Oh, that was inside. Clearly inside.
clearly in. It's not even close to being outside. All right, so 23-21. The Navigators 2 points away from winning their first set in this match. Floater on the serve by Villamor. Ramirez gets it through. Santa Maria tips it. Easy pickup for Retamar. Ramirez again. Oh, what a shot. Side out for the HD Spikers on his gorgeous cross court from Louis Ramirez, picking up his 8th point of the game.
Powerful cross-court hit. Good pass.
Apolinario, combination play, Santa Maria! And now, the Navigators with 2 set points. Coach Del Moro putting in his bigs, so to speak, and ensuring there's a full front line here. Apolinario is in the back row. We got Ramones, Santa Maria, and Sabando in front. Jerome Lopez with the serve. Good pass. Jao Mandal rejected. Coverage by Montero. Rotter blocked by Santa Maria. Montero, they go to Jao Mandal. Santa Maria pops it up. What a dig. Apolinario. Gonna be a chance ball for the HD Spikers.
When that goes outside.
Don't need to even attack. That easy over going long for Santa Maria. So 1 set point given up by the Navigators, but they still have 1 more. And all they need to do is get a good pass here.
That's
and
right.
make some magic up in the air.
All it takes
Bugawan.
1 kill.
That's right. Here we go. Apolinario. They go to Santa Maria. It bounced off the net court. Easy pickup here. Ooh, could have been double contact on Ramirez. Jao Mandal. There's a net touch.
Net violation. Too much eagerness there for Ramones.
And Ramones apologizing to the bench. Big smile on the youngster.
Take a look at that. Once again, he got himself off balance.
So all of the set points of the Navigators are gone. And they bring back Gampong and Dayandante. They're still in it.
That's right.
Just 1 stop on the serve by JP Bugawan. There's a pass. Dayandante. Oh! Chance ball here. HD Spikers. Umandal. Yes! This is a 3-point run for the HD Spikers. Jao Umandal picking up his, not surprising, his 10th point. He scored 8 in the 3rd set. And now, match point HD Spikers. Santa Maria, no!
That was in.
4-point run after being down by 2 set points. What a way to stay alive and get the win for the HD Spikers.
This just goes to show as well, you know, how well they put up with the crunch time.
Unfazed, unperturbed,
That's right.
despite the pressure of 2 set points from the Navigators. Jao Mandal, big smile on his face. And he picked up his 4th double-digit game. He is the only player, by the way, in double digits for the HD Spikers. Off the bench, only 2 points in the 1st set and finished with 10. What a performance for Jao Mandal as the teams meet at center court for the sportsmanship handshake. And all smiles for the HD Spikers as they pick up their 3rd straight win. Meanwhile, for the Navigators, they've lost their 5th straight game.
But this is a good performance from the Navigators, especially the 3rd set. You know, again, it's just a matter of how well they can maintain that, how consistent they can play the same way. Because I'm sure, you know, they play the same way, it's going to be difficult for all of the remaining opponents that they would have.
3-set win, HD Spikers against the Navigators.
back at the Inares Sports Arena for your Spikers Turf 2024. And right now, I am joined by the best player of this match, who is JP Bugawan. Congratulations, JP. Unang-una, nice to see you healthy, no? Pagkatapos nung nangyari sa'yo sa last game today, you had 9 points and 9 attacks. Pero alam mo, ang talagang napansin namin, for 2 straight games, yung composure nyo talaga sa mga last set nyo.
Kasama talaga yon kasi nga para maging align lahat ng ginagawa namin. So, sa training pa lang dapat talaga doon na agad na-aid yung mga lapses namin.
Okay. JP, alam mo, nakwento sa akin ni Himzon kanina na nahingan ka daw niya ng jersey. Ano ba masasabi mo sa performance niya ngayong gabi at idol ka pala ng batang yun?
Sobrang nakikita ko yung sarili ko sa kanya. So, credit sa kanya kasi nga yung paglalaro ko is na-adapt niya din.
Maraming salamat, JP. Meron ka ba mga gustong batiyan?
Binabati ko po lahat ng sumusuporta sa Cignal HD Spikers and also yung mama ko na nasa abroad and also my fiancé.
Alright, maraming salamat. Once again, the best player of this match is JP Bugawan. Balik sa inyo, Eric and Ivy.
All right, thank you, Mika. Congratulations to JP Bugawan. We didn't know he was engaged. Meantime, take a look at the highlights of set number 3. Nail-biting third set, and the Navigators had 2 set points in the end.
That's right. So this is an impressive performance by the Navigators, and I can only imagine how heartbreaking this could be for them losing the third set, because they almost had it. They had the advantage. They had a 5-point run come in the 17 point, and they managed to take the lead. But the last 4 points was really all about the composure of Cignal HD. As we take a look at the numbers, again, Cignal converting more of their attempts into points when it comes to attacks. But the blocking of the Navigators has been very something that has really worked well for them here in the third set, and that made it difficult also for a Cignal HD. And we talk about the errors. 8 errors, 3 points given away by Cignal. Out of that 8, 6 came from the service line.
So that wraps up our triple header this Sunday. HD Spikers with their 3rd straight win. As you take a look at the schedule at the Inares Sports Arena on Wednesday, 4 p.m. we kick things off. Hopefully it's going to be as exciting as today, right? With the amount of, nail biters, the 4-setters, the 5-setters we've seen this Sunday. We invite you to come over or check it out on Pilipinas Live. So Steven Rotter in his first game with the HD Spikers officially get a 3-set win as they take down the Navigators. Thanks to our director, Julius Melo. For Mika Abesamis, Ivy Remulla, I'm Eric Depan. More men's volleyball action in the Spikers turf only here on Pilipinas Live.